and welcome to another episode of Try Bonsai. It's your boy Banner, and this is it today. We remember the last video I did where I did some heavy pruning on my sea hibiscus forest, and I did mention that it was a toss-up between the sea hibiscus forest and repotting this Nerifolia. So now it's time to repot the Nerifolia. This, my friends, is a Nerifolia that I got from Evelyn. This is quite an old tree, and what I want to do is to start the development of that really good root system. So, as I usually say, let me just go. My friends, when I dug this up from the ground, I left a bit of the original soil on the root ball. And what I did was I packed sphagnum moss on to hold some of the moisture. And it has done pretty good. You know, I did a prune of it already with the help of my friend Errol. And I also did an air layer on it. And the air layer was somewhat successful. And the plant survived for a bit and then it died. So, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to remove the remnants of the sphagnum moss, because the sphagnum moss would have disintegrated over the time that I would have put it in here. And then what we're going to do, we're going to attempt to get this out of this pot and start looking at the roots. Yeah. So I have my son on the side. He is digging up in some dirt and he wants to talk to me. So hold on, guys. So this is the base of it, friends. And what we also have to identify when I'm finished with the repotting, or whilst I'm doing the repotting, is what is a good front for it. Now, drawing back so that you can see the entire plant, I am looking at this as a front because of how the trunk is shaped and coming up with a nice apex here, this side branch here, and supporting branches to the back to give you that 360 view. So with that in mind, and apart from that, we have a nice spread on the roots, and this is the best flare point to portray as a front. So that's the happenings. So what I'm going to do, considering that the music is right there, I don't know if it's interrupting or if you're hearing as great as I would like for you to hear. I am going to proceed with getting this out of the spot, and we're going to look at the root system, probably wash it out and start to remove what is unnecessary to keep what is necessary and to develop what we want in the future. Yeah? So, let's go. So, I was able to get it out of the pot as you saw, and I took the opportunity to wash off the roots. So what we're going to do right now, it's not such a bad root system as all of that, you know. It has some good roots, but there are some pretty big ones, and there are a few crossing bits that I want to remove. Now, Rome wasn't built in a day, so I'm going to do my best to not go as extreme as possible with this particular piece of root work. This is a very old tree that I don't want to lose. So, my friends, let's get to work removing some of those crossing bits and some stuff that we don't want. Now, it's a bit of maneuvering, but I believe you can see well enough as I stand and do what I need to do. So that was a very fast 360. I don't know why. Oh yes. Anyways, let's start from here. Right? And as you can see, most of the roots are flaring out. And I would like to have do I want a tighter root system or a closer system, or am I comfortable with it as it is? I think I'm comfortable with it as it is. However, there are some items, as I said, that I want to move. So as you can see, this guy is going straight across and there is no pulling him out. So I'm going to take this guy off and I don't know if I could plant these as root cuttings. That will be an experiment. So I'm not going to get rid of these. What I'm going to do is to see if I can grow a new plant from this. Well, let's see. So I took that guy off, and right next to him is another fellow who is in a bad position. So I'm going to take this off, cleaning up here a bit because there's some dirt, and that clears up this spot a bit. Now there's a guy here. What is he attached to? What are you attached to, my friend? I don't know yet. I want to clean this up. If I could get in there. And I'm going to go around. And what will happen is that I'll probably have to go around a few times. So taking this guy off. This guy is not making any sense here at all. What is this going to? This is going to something that is going straight across. Can I pull him out? I can. And I can redirect him. However, he is going across a very big root here. There are some plaiting bits that is happening here. No. Here what's happening. These plaiting bits are adding a bit of beauty to it. As this is as natural as it gets. It don't want to be perfect. Yes, I know we strive for a nice radial root system, but sometimes it don't have to be perfect. What I want to do, however, is take out guys that not making any real sense. So this guy, I could take him out. This guy has come up like this, and I'm sure that this is him here. This is him coming quite out here. And attached to him, this is going to cause, is asking for a lot of sacrifice. This is asking for a lot of sacrifice. We have a gentleman here that is going up and over. So no, I'm going to remove you. Up and over, no thanks. You are under here, not adding. Are you adding any value? No, you are not adding value. So I'm going to cut you back. That's not a root. But I have nothing to talk about. And this gentleman here that has already been broken. And I'm going to remove. Should I remove you completely? Nah, not going to remove you completely. What I'm going to do is remove some of the ends that, as you can see, there are no feeder roots to the ends of this. Really, nothing to talk about. But the trick is to get it nice. And I am still basically on the same spot. So you see, you have here some tied up bits that kind of add in a bit of beauty to it. But then it comes down nicely into the dirt. At least in my opinion, it comes down nicely. Now, this guy here, what do you have at the end of you? What I'm going to do is not, this is swinging back that way. So I'm going to cut you here and hope for something a bit better. Right? And as I mentioned before, I have this guy that comes up, goes under and comes out here, but he flares out here nicely. Right, so I'm going to leave him. Then there is this big guy here. If I remove this, then I have no real root system on this side. Because if you look at it, there is nothing much to talk about on this side. This is broken. So this is gone. Alright, my friends. So what we have happening here, we have some new, look like newish roots coming out from here. So I'd want to encourage that to grow further. What we have coming off of this guy here, apart from some roots here, we have this that is shooting straight across. So, nope. Yet another piece that I could plant. And I should probably stick them in some water. This is something, wow, long pause. Here is a root that is coming out this way, right? And then it splits off and it comes down this way. And this curls and goes across and makes a nice S down under the dirt. The question is, should I remove this root, this side of it completely, or should I remove this S part, cut back, and let these young ones create a new root system here? Because it goes down nicely, but it cuts across. In the grand scheme of things, they're not coming out. They're going across. There are no roots here. You have a root here. You have this that is crossing the top of it. I'm wondering if I could redirect this one to come more this way. So I think that is what I will do. I will try to redirect this one. Because if you look at them, this comes across here and cuts under this fellow. So I'll try to redirect this one to occupy this space. And I'm going to take this off. Oh, Nigel, I am borrowing your line again. Big cut coming up, my friends. I'm going to cut off this bit first. Yes, now, before I make that cut, let me make sure that that is what I want to do. I am apprehensive about it. I am apprehensive about it. But in the grand scheme, sacrifices have to be made. So I'm going to cut back to here first. So, Nigel, big cut coming up, my friends. And that is off. Clearing up that space and giving me this. I could plant it and let's see if, like the other experiments, if something is coming if I get something nicely from it. So I made this big cut here, and there's a root under here that is coming out nicely, and that is why I didn't cut straight back. So I'm going to clean this up a bit in the hopes that this gives me something, right? So the hope is that this gives me something, so I'm going to clean this up. Okay, so we're moving on. Now, this is a guy that is under here that could be redirected out here. But remember, we spoke about this guy. So let me see if this, and it can be redirected, right? It can be redirected. However, what I'll have to do is to put a wedge or a stake here to hold this particular position. So you see, I can redirect it. Which brings, let me see if it have anything that needs to be taken off from here. So we have a couple items here. Right, so this is that. Now, if you're looking properly, you will see that there's a root sticking straight down from under in the back here. And I'm going to remove him because he is not in a nice position. Right, so I removed him. And whilst I'm under here, what else do we have here? This fellow could be removed, and this fellow could be removed as well, clearing up that space under here. Now we have some nice feeder roots coming from the bottom here, from this, which is a decision that will have to be made. And we also have this guy that is coming straight down. So I'll remove him. This that is coming straight down here. These little fellows here. And we're going to stop for a sec and take a look at what we have happening in that corner. So the idea is to bring this across. We have this guy here coming out here. We have this fellow here. And we removed a lot of the things that were shooting down just now. Now, there are more items shooting down. But as I said, Rome wasn't built in a day. And some things will have to stay. And I'm rhyming. So I've taken this fellow off here. Right. This guy shooting straight down. You're going to come off. You are going to come off. You could stay for now. You come off. And I think we cleared up, or I cleared up as much as I would like to clear up from under the planting right now. Hey, no man, look, I've seen something else, man. You could come out. There's still some dirt here. And my friends, with this particular type of root reduction, I'm going to have to do some reduction or some defoliation or some kind of something to reduce some of the strain on the top of the tree. So we have here, this side is more or less looking okay-ish. So as we come around to this point here, there's something sticking out here. But we have several guys coming from this spot. Now I have this very big root, and the question is, do I remove the very big one in favor of these smaller guys, or do I remove this fellow here, leaving this guy, and seeing what happens in the future? I'm going to play it a little bit safe for now. Let me see how that flares out. This comes and it goes down. There's a little curve to it. This is coming up. This is going down. This is coming straight. So, I think I'm going to remove this guy from under here. And I'm going to leave this. Am I going to leave this fellow here? I have this guy here. And I don't know where is this coming from. This could be redirected. What do I take? Now, ideally I would want these smaller, fine feeder roots. So what do you have, Mr. Big Man? And if I remove you, what am I getting to replace you? So I have this guy here that is quite big. A rotten bit. Yeah. Some rotted bits. So I guess in this making the decision for me. Now, coming off of this is this fellow here, which is developing some fine feeder roots. So I'm going to leave this. I'm going to take this off. Did I make the right choice? We will know. We shall know in time, right? And so we have this here. I have this fellow under here. I have this fellow on the side here. And I have to, not I have to, I don't have to do anything. It's what I want to remove. I keep saying I have to. It's what I want to remove. I will leave, this is coming from, right, so I'm going to take this top bit off here. Right, as a matter of fact, I'm going to redirect this one here and I'm going to take this bottom root off here. And as I took him off, this can't be redirected. I'm going to take you off as well. Removing those two. Coming back to now this guy snakes down nicely in the center here. This guy comes here. This comes across. This is cutting across this jam session. And it is kinda high up, which will make me alter the planting angle to facilitate. Now, he has a lot of feeder roots, so I can take off this center bit here, leaving this here. And this guy under here that is cutting across, I will remove him. Alright, so this is all I'm going to do for now. There are some things that could possibly be taken out still, but I want this tree to survive. I want to give it the best possible chance, and I want for it to develop a nicer rooting system. And to do that, we're going to take it piece by piece and see how that goes. Maybe I could have gone more extreme. Maybe it's a ficus. Maybe. But it's not just any old ficus, it's a Nerifolia Ficus, and I don't know how it would react to the work that I've already done and how it would get on. So let's leave that there for now, and let's get to repotting this, giving this a fresh batch of soil, and then we're going to quickly see about the top of it, making some reductions and putting it one side to survive. Yeah, so let me just go. So my friends, as I said, this is the front of the tree, and I'm going to take the opportunity to place the roots in the position that I want. So funny is how it was in the pot first, and now like it I want to fit. What's going on here? Right, there was something we needed to do, so we're going to drive this down, make sure that everybody's making proper contact with the soil when we start to mound the soil up. And this we wanted to put a wedge between here to direct. So I'm going to use this piece of clay stone as the wedge to direct. And anything else that I have that needs a bit of direction, I'm going to take the opportunity to do that. Anything that I see that's sticking up unnecessarily, I'm going to take the opportunity to move it or cut it away. Like this guy, for example. Right. And make sure that everybody is in a position or holding a position that we want them to have. Driving this down even more, but we have an issue here. The issue is this planting has to go at an angle where this is in, this side is higher. Let me look at it. Yes, that is it. So what I'm going to do now, soil nearly full, man. What I'm going to do now is to mound up the soil. Take my time and mound up the soil, making sure that the roots are in the position that I want it, where I placed them. So here we go. Alright, my friends, so I've finished the repotting, and I have a question. This root here, do I remove this root here or do I leave it? If I remove this, how would I look? I'm going to leave that up to you guys. So let me know in the comments, this root here that you're seeing, do I remove this root here or do I leave it? Can it be a feature or is it a hindrance? Right? Let me know in the comments. And as usual, thank you so very, very much. Like, subscribe, share. If you know anyone that would benefit from what I'm doing, share away with them. I would like to say a special thank you to everyone. Take the opportunity to say a very special thank you to everyone. I am now up to, this is amazing for me, 502, I believe, subscribers. And I would like very much for people to continue subscribing, because I'd very much like to make it to the 1,000 marker. So that is a goal, that is a wish of mine, a hope and a wish of mine, that I have 1,000 plus subscribers. It would be an amazing thing. It would be an amazing thing. So yeah, like, subscribe, share, 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 share. Encourage folks to get in on it. People who want to get into bonsai, they could. People who are already into bonsai. Everybody. I thank you all for supporting me. I thank you for your continued support. And let's build this channel together. I'll try to keep it as interesting as I can, making my content better and better as I grow and develop. And I'll keep sharing as much as I can. I'm finished with the repotting, so let's start now looking at the top of the tree.